Well, happy International Women's Day.
Yes.
Okay, that's my message to the traitor Maryam Monsef. My name is Sandra Solomon. I am ex-Muslim human rights activist who was born to Palestinian parents and raised in Saudi Arabia. I am a victim of Islam. I was forced to follow the teaching of the Sharia law that discriminate against women. Many times I was severely beaten and was not allowed to leave home just because I refused to wear the niqab. My brother attempted to strangle me to death in honor killing after he caught me speaking with a boy. My grandmother, who happened to stay at our home that day, saved my life. Later I was forced to get married. I was not married for almost 5 years. I was raped for almost 5 years. Today I am a free and proud woman, but the achieving my personal freedom in Canada is not the end of my journey. It is only the first stage. I have a dream and a mission to inspire other oppressed women from all faiths and backgrounds to break free from the shackle of religion. In 1969, sorry, I have to get this one right here from the other one. Throwing the bra to the freedom trash can was a symbol of liberation for a new generation of women who fought for equality. Today we face more complicated challenges. Progressive and liberal movements adopted the Islamic hijab and niqab as their symbol of liberation.
Winds of change are coming.
Okay. As a woman who grew up in a country governed by Islamic law Sharia, I can attest that hijab and niqab are not a symbol of liberation. The opposite is the true. In Canada, women are forced to wear those full body clothes to conceal their femininity. It is not just a face scarf. The hijab and the niqab have to cover the whole body, leaving only a narrow slot for women to be exposed to the sun, even the most hottest days of the summer. Women must cover themselves from head to toe. This is not liberation, this is oppression. Last week, we stood for a moment of silence to commemorate the Canadian victims of the hijab. Aska Burvis, 17 years old from Mississauga, who was strangled to death by her father just because she refused to wear the hijab. The Shafia sisters, Zainab 19, Sahar 17, Getty 13 from Ottawa, who were drowned to death by their father, mother and brother just because they wanted to break free from the jail of the hijab and niqab and become free women. Today, on the International Women's Day, March 8th, we must remember all female victims of religion from all faiths and culture, those who lost their life and those whose lives are lost in the name of so-called ancient holy scriptures. We also must encourage them to break free, to get rid of any clothes that they obscure or conceal your identity and soul, to be proud and free women and fight for the freedom of your oppressed sister. That's what we need to do. We need to fight for the oppressed sister. I did it. I am free.
We will be a voice for the voiceless. Suffragettes against silence.
However, when I hear the same misogynist voices here in Canada, the nightmare is revealed, and I fear for those miserable women who are still prisoners of religion. Let me share with you some of the Islamic teaching of senior religious leaders or imams here in Canada. Canada's top imam, Iqbal al-Nadvi, Quran says you can beat your wife. Imam Bilal Philip in Toronto, Islamic law does permit a husband to hit his wife. Imam Hussein Amir, Montreal, wife beating in Islam is a type of education. Imam Omar Sabdir in Ontario, Allah has permitted the husband to discipline his wife by striking her.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Imam Muslih Khan in Toronto. Wife should be obedient to her husband at all times. Wife is obliged to serve her husband. Imam Ahmad Kandil, Montreal, said the wife has to obey her husband when he calls her to bed. Imam Shahzim Khan from Peterborough, Ontario, same here, same
In the city.
in the city where Maryam Monsef is quiet about it. In your city, Maryam Monsef. I don't know if you're aware of this Imam Shahzim Khan. In your city, he said that wife should obey husband when asking her to satisfy his desire. That's a marital rape.
Yes,
In Islam,
absolutely.
marital rape,
Absolutely.
it's halal. Imam Abda Hersi, Alberta, husband has to give order and wife has to obey him. Wife cannot leave the house without husband permission. 3 books that were handed out in the Islamic booth at Toronto Dundas Square. Islam permits the beating of wives in restricted and limited sense. Some women, it says, that's a quote from the book, some women may even enjoy being beaten at times as a sign of love and concern.
Wrong.
Say no!
No.
No beatings.
Wife beating, it's not a sign of love. Wife beating is hate.
Yes.
Wife beating is violence.
It's abuse.
Wife beating, it's a crime.
Yes.
On July 1st, on Canada's 150th anniversary, we are going to celebrate the freedom with the launch of the National Burn Hijab Day. Say it again. Burn Hijab Day. July 1st. July 1st. Burn Hijab Day. International every year. We're gonna do it until our voice is gonna be heard for everyone, every woman who's oppressed internationally. That will serve as a secure for inspiration for women from all faiths and cultures to take their faith in their hands and achieve the freedom they deserve. Dear Honorable Maryam Monsef, we need your help and support. We need your voice and moral stand against these misogynist religious leaders.
Yes.
In your capacity as a Minister of Status of Women.
Right.
She's the Minister of Status of
Right.
Women, and this message, she's gonna heard it, and I'm gonna deliver the message to her, and I'm asking her here, you have the power to comfort them, to serve as a guide for Canadians, a defender of women's basic rights. We ask you to publicly condemn Canadians, imams, top imams who condones wife beating, and to call for removing Toronto police chaplain from his office.
Yes.
Yes.
Advocating child
Following
marriage.
this statement, he said, Muslih Khan, Toronto police chaplain office, he said, marrying 9 years old girl is permissible.
That's not marriage. That's
This is pedophilia.
That's pedophilia.
Shame.
Honorable Maryam Monsef, till today, your voice on these high important issue was not heard.
No.
Was not
We are
heard.
against silence.
We want to see you leading
Speak
the
out.
movement for women's rights. But if you choose to remain silent while Canadian women are oppressed, degraded, beaten, and murdered, we will not be silent.
We will be a voice
We
for
will
the
hold
voiceless.
you accountable.
Yes.
Listen to this. We will hold Maryam Monsef
Yes.
accountable for everything that
Do
I
unto
said.
your sisters as you would have done unto you, Miriam.
And I'm
Be
gonna
an
deliver
advocate for
this
women's
same
rights.
message, the same message in this envelope. I'm gonna give it to this lovely lady. To
And we're
deliver
also,
to her.
hold on, at the
Sorry,
same
just
time,
one second,
I'm going to power pin her while you give her this
Yeah.
letter. And these, dear, are the suffragette colors. Green is for hope, purple is for passion, and white is for truth. This is a power pin. Okay,
Yes.
now you take these colors, or take this pin, sorry, and put this somewhere that you look at it regularly and remember those beautiful great-great grannies that fought for your rights.
Okay.
Now,
Just one second. I need to finish it here with one thing.
Yes,
As the
she'll have
woman, the
contact.
free woman, the true feminist, as in the 60s when the women throw the bra in the free trash can, in the International Women's Day, that's exactly what every free woman will do. To throw the hijab and the niqab and the whole full body covering. We're gonna throw them all in the freedom trash can.
Right
That's
on.
the true feminist.
Yay!
The garbage and set yourself free, women.